Welcome. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and our guests, and the members who are on Zoom. Hope you can see me. Great to see you. Such a good turnout this morning. And there's quite a vibe in the room. There's a lot happening this morning, lots of fun and excitement. Just before we get going, can I just mention a couple of housekeeping things? First of all, can you please remember to turn your cell phones to silent or switch them off? Thank you. Another thing I wanted to mention at our last meeting, this lovely pair of sunglasses, it says Ray-Ban, were handed in to us. Somebody left them in the ballroom. Nobody's come forward, but if you think you know who these belong to, please come and see me after the meeting, because it's quite a nice pair of sunglasses. Okay. And the third bit of housekeeping, one or two people have said to me, where's the banner? And this is a very good question because we can't find it. And the board have hunted high and low. It's normally in our cupboard. It's normally kept very carefully there every month. And today we cannot find it anywhere. So if anybody knows where that's got to, we'll offer a reward for its safe return. No questions asked. So complete mystery. So that's why the stage is looking a little bit bare this morning, but never mind. So as I say, we've got a busy morning, and can I just mention what a fantastic board we've got this year and how they make, there's a lot of work, can I say, that goes into making this look effortless. And, you know, every meeting has run so smoothly, and, you know, I am very blessed to have a fantastic team who do this every month for us. We've got a wonderful speaker this morning, and as you probably know, it is, you may have seen in the newsletter, it's Marine Month. South Africa is blessed with a wonderful coastline and two beautiful oceans on our coastline. And if you live in Cape Town, you're never far from the sea anywhere. So it is something we rather take for granted, but it's something we actually have to look after. And the wildlife, the creatures who live in or on the sea are also a vital part of our ecosystem. When I first came to South Africa over 20 years ago, I was astounded that penguins can sit on a beach. And I was absolutely amazed. I associated penguins with the snow in the Antarctic, and I couldn't believe it. And I sat at Boulders Beach, and I thought, nobody back home is going to believe this, that I'm sitting on a beach with penguins. And that was, you know, my first experience. I just thought it was utterly wonderful. So we're going to hear a little bit more about them in a moment. It's a special morning. We've got our past president, Amanda, with us this morning, who's going to say a few very quick words to us. And I also wanted to welcome Pat, who's with us today, who is our president from 2000, I think. So 22 years ago, she was our president. Yeah. Thank you very much for being with us today, Pat. That's fantastic. So yes, as you can see, the Princess Project has been receiving some fabulous gear. We're getting ready for the 1 in 4 draw. A lot of excitement about that. I've got my tickets ready. The first 60 prizes are on display, but as you know, we've actually got 150 prizes to allocate today. So that's exciting. I'm not going to keep you for too long this morning. I just want to remind you two important dates. Our AGM is going to be on the 20th of October. Please, 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 you must register. As we normally do, we'll send out the WhatsApp broadcast. You must register your attendance, please. We're not going to do Zoom for the AGM, so you do need to be there if you want to vote. So please make a note of that date in your diary. We'll remind you nearer the time, 20th of October. We've also got our last gathering of the year here at Kelvin. Our end of year celebration event will be on the 10th of November. We've got some special surprises in store for you at that event. Now, this is extremely important that you register for that event. This will be a catered event. It's costing us obviously money to do this. We cannot have people turn up unexpectedly. So when we ask you to register, please do for the end of year event on the 10th of November. So make a note of that in your diary as well. We're going to close the registration probably 2 days before, but we'll send out the invitation well ahead of time, and please, please, please RSVP. Okay, I think that's enough from me this morning. I'm going to hand over to past President Amanda, who'd like to say a few words to you today. Thank you.
Those are rather nice sunglasses. I hope you guys, if you're missing them, you get them. I'm Amanda Osorio. I am the past president from 2021, and it is part of my responsibility to help create our board for the new year, which is next year, 2023. I hope that all of you are here today because you know how important this club is to all of us, that it's helped you form good friendships, know that you're doing good in the world, that you're being part of something that's actually quite special. But in order for our club to run, we need to have an executive board. We need to have people that help lead the way forward so that the club can be stronger and better and grow. So we are looking for you, that's all of you, to help out. I'm very grateful for all the people that have already been on the boards, especially this year and the previous years, and all that you've given back to the club. And the club is, again, today because of the leadership of the people that have helped make it happen by being on the board. So we have a couple of positions. I'm actually going to tell you about all of the positions because someone asked me yesterday, oh, well, I know that there's sort of positions, but I don't know what they are or what I need to do for them. So I'm going to just give you a brief summary of the positions that we have for our board. And if you are interested in them, or if you know someone who you think would be an excellent fit for the position, then please nominate them. Speak to me. You can speak to Wendy Katsia, and let us know, because we really want to have a really exciting, dynamic, intelligent, dedicated board for next year, because we're going to have a good year next year. I know, I feel it in my bones. So the positions are as follows. It's president. That's pretty self-explanatory. They are kind of the ultimate leader in determining the way that the club goes. They do quite a bit. They have vision. They have passion for the people in the club. And so that's the president. Then there's the vice president. That is the person that is head of group leaders and area reps. So they have their hand and their finger on the pulse. I think that's how it goes. They have their finger on the pulse of what's going on with the other leaders. Because as you know, one of the things that makes this club especially fantastic in relation to other clubs of a similar nature are that we have groups where you get to know each other on a more deeply personal level. So you belong to the gardening group, or you belong to, I don't know, Mahjong, you belong to the hiking club. There's so many clubs in this, sub-clubs in here that I can't even name them all. And then you have, also of importance, is the area leaders, your area reps. So they're the people that are arranging coffees. I'm in the Atlantic Seaboard. I'm very lucky that my area reps are extremely, proactive. And we once a month have a coffee at our local Peninsula Hotel, which is stunning. And we just get together for a quick coffee, a croissant, and we catch up. And it just is a wonderful feeling. And it's so, vice president is important because they keep kind of tabs on everything that's going on. So they know, they help guide the group activities and the area leaders. So really important for making our board and our club function better. Then we have a secretary. That's also relatively self-explanatory. They come and they take the notes for the board meetings, and they kind of, I guess you would say, so I didn't prepare for the speech and I only got it a couple days ago, so I'm a little bit, they are the one that helps, in a way, archive what the club is doing so that we know what's going on and we can keep track of everything. That's a good position if you don't ever want to speak on stage. There's no need to speak on stage as secretary. You do a lot of work behind the scenes. Then we have a speaker chair. That's a person that helps get speakers. As you know, every month we have exciting and varied speakers and all sorts of things. Sometimes they're a speaker talking about the oceans. Sometimes they're a speaker talking about philanthropy. Sometimes they're a speaker talking about being Nelson Mandela's guard. So that's also really exciting and really important. And then you have philanthropy. That is obviously the person that helps with all of our philanthropic works. They kind of spearhead those things. They help choose the charities. They help liaise with the charities. And so that we can do good through our club, because that's an important part of our mantra of what we do here. Then we have the social media and communications chair. That's a person that helps send out the WhatsApps that you receive every month saying, this is what our speaker is going to be, please sign up. You know, this is where our philanthropy is going to be. And that's important. They also do deal with Facebook, also with Zoom. And I think, am I missing? Oh, membership chair, also super important. That's the person that helps welcome our new members into the club. It's the person that helps deal with the database, also super important. So those are our 7 positions, but there's a few things I'd like to say. One is that having a really great board is a really wonderful experience. It's a group of women that you get to know on a really deep level and become great friends with. I know Suzette is still very close to all of the people on her board. I mean, I can name all the past presidents, and they have said that it's been one of the most important things and one of the most fulfilling things that they've done. And I can vouch for that, because last year was, as many of you know, a really hard year for me. And my board really supported me. And I was so grateful for that. So it's not a huge obligation. We have 1 board meeting a month. And then we have obviously the monthly meeting. We now have technology, so we can be flexible about those meetings. You can come in via Zoom. You know, we know that sometimes the summer comes and people want to go see grandchildren or children overseas. We can be flexible about that. That's not a problem. So don't let your worries about those things hold you back. The other really important thing to note is that we have sub-chairs, which means even if you have a chair on the board, we're very excited to have deputies who help support those chairs, because the more dynamic ideas that we have to make this club better, well, the better it's going to be. So we want your input, and we want your leadership, and we want your passion, because if you want this club to be strong and to keep on going, we need an executive board. So please, please, please consider it. Please speak to me. Please speak to Wendy. Please nominate someone that you think would be excellent for the position. And if you have any questions, we're here to answer them. And I said, don't be intimidated by it. Some people are saying, oh, it's too much, I'm not sure. It really isn't, because the whole idea of a board is that you work as a team, and it is a team. So if you say, oh, speaker chair, I can't think of 10 different speakers, that's what the board comes together. Someone knows someone here, someone knows someone there, and it happens and it works. So please consider being on the board. We'd love to have you. That's all I have to say. Thanks, guys.
So welcome, Amanda. Welcome to your IWC family. Good morning, members. Now we are talking about the groups and group activities and area activities. First, let me tell you, we have just 2 months ahead. Please don't hesitate, book your spot with the group leaders, area reps. They are just working very hard, looking for new activities, new places to meet. Send a message to your area reps and book your spot at the activities. And now let's have a look at the next calendar, the October calendar, where the first thing you will see, we are missing 4 groups: the Hotel Confidential, the Art and Design group, the Tourists Around Town, and the Do One Yourself. Don't worry, they are having a break, but in November, they will be back. In the meantime, we wish Geraldine Jacobs and Marianne Lovell a nice trip to Europe. Enjoy your holidays. Well, if you see the calendar, next week, we have the supper club with Eve at the Newlands, at Tavola. Then Tori Elshoff is preparing for you a very nice hiking and walking activity at Kirstenbosch. La Bohème is the next restaurant from the Friday lunch. And because you ask, Wendy Coetzee is taking you to the Pajamas and Jam for the coffee around in Cape Town at Strand. Margaret Abbott will show you a very nice garden by the Queen Rock Wine Estate in Stellenbosch. And Dieback will take you to the Villera Wine Estate. The book club is meeting this month again. Send a message to Maureen Collins if you would like to attend. And we have the Italian conversation at the house of Ginny Miglietta. The German conversation is taken at the house of Dottie Ulmenstein, von Ulmenstein. And if you want to attend the French conversation, please send a message to Renee Walker. And we are having Swiss cuisine by the International Cuisine. If you, the group is already full, but if you want to attend, send me a message. We can make a plan, we can make a brunch. You can have a private lunch with me. And the Zumba group is having a party at 5, not at 10. Then we have the One Dish Club at the house of Renate Flint. Thank you, Renate. Thank you, Marina, for organizing this. And Julia Haldin is here. Welcome back. And she will take you to a restaurant in Gardens, Loco. We go to the La Tortuga Loca to Loco. And the last activity of the month is the Spanish Conversation Club. Sí, vamos a hablar español. Send a message to Claudia Roca. Well, that's all for the month. And about areas. I was very happy visiting all the coffee mornings, lunches. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to attend in the next weeks the Area 8 Landudno, the northern suburbs with Claudia, and the Area 7 with Lerma and Anita, the southern suburbs. Well, thank you and enjoy our speaker. And I would like to introduce you now our secretary and our speaker chair, Jane Farley. Thank you very much. See you at the activities.
Good morning. Welcome to our members and to our guests and to those joining on Zoom. The IWC are very happy to have Dr. David Roberts of SANCCOB here today. Thank you for your time. I know it's a busy week. You've got Conservation Week. So we thank you for this morning, giving up your precious time. I'm just going to give a little introduction to David, and then he will come and do a presentation for you with a short video in between. Dr. David Roberts is SANCCOB's full-time clinical veterinarian. He joined SANCCOB in 2017 and manages the organization's Seabird Hospital, which includes the veterinary care of every seabird patient. David performs surgical procedures as well as field work such as the collection of samples from birds in the wild to be analyzed. David was raised in Namibia and comes from a family of conservationists. He qualified as a veterinarian in 2012 and spent time working with big cats before taking up the vet position at SANCCOB. David has a keen interest in conservation, disease control, disaster response, and avian medicine. Dr. David Roberts.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. It really is a pleasure to speak to all of you, and it's quite an intimidating audience. No, we should have some fun. So yeah, as I've been introduced, I am the full-time vet working for SANCCOB. We're the Southern African Foundation for the Conservation of Coastal Birds. And just from a show of hands, has anyone here visited our center? We've got a little center in Table View. Quite a few of you already. So we have that rehabilitation center there, but we work throughout the coast of South Africa, looking after coastal birds, mostly with the penguins, but with other species as well. So SANCCOB is a registered non-profit organization, and although we're famous for our oiled wildlife response, responding to oil spills, and our rehabilitation work, we also do a lot of other work. I've only got half an hour to talk about all the things we do, but I'll see if we can touch on all the interesting bits at least. So we do conservation. Advocacy is very important in the conservation world, where we're trying to change laws. We're trying to make sure that the environment is protected through actually working with government and other big organizations. We do education, a lot of environmental education and education for underprivileged children, mainly around the ocean ecosystem as well. A lot of research. We can't do what we do without knowing what happens in the wild anyway. And then, of course, the rehabilitation, so that's rescuing birds that need help and releasing them back into the wild. And our disaster preparedness and response, which started out as oil spill response, but now we prepare for any disaster that might affect the wild animals and try and reduce the risk of those disasters before they happen. So our most important species that we look after, or our favorite one at least, is the African penguin. But only about half our patients are penguins. We see about 1,000 penguins every year and 1,000 other birds. And those are the ones that come to the center. So unfortunately, the African penguin is in danger of extinction. They were listed as endangered in 2010, and there are fewer than 15,000 breeding pairs. We always count pairs of penguins in the wild, and sadly, those numbers continue to drop. Most of them are in South Africa, but there are a few that live in Namibia as well. And the sad fact is they're only about 2.5% of the historical populations left in the wild. And that's because the ecosystem just can't support those large numbers anymore. So there's our sad graph and why we do what we do. The population, and that's just over since 2004. It's not just a historic change in numbers, but they continue to decline. And that's why it's so important to do what we do and to do everything we can now. Just in the last 5 years, the populations have about halved. So we're fighting a battle all the time. And this photograph gives a little bit of the stark realities. This is an island in Namibia, but the South African colonies look similar. Just comparing 2 different years, 1939, when I think probably one of the first photographs taken there, whole island covered in penguins, and that same view taken a few years ago in 2004. That island does still have some penguins, but they're in small, isolated little colonies. I was lucky enough to work with a few of them last year. So that's Halifax Island, just off the coast of Lüderitz in Namibia. And yeah, so that's what the colonies look like in 2019. We have several threats to the penguin, which are causing those numbers to decline. And they're very similar to the other seabirds as well. But we use penguins as our keystone species because everybody loves them and they're charismatic. So habitat loss was one of the original problems where guano was mined on their islands and in the colonies as a fertilizer, and that destroyed the habitat they work in or live in. But at the moment, the biggest threat is actually the lack of food. There's commercial fishing, which takes too much sardine and anchovy out of the ocean compared to the numbers that can replenish themselves. And so right now, the penguins just don't have enough food to support their populations. But there are a lot of other problems. There's an ecosystem collapse. So the lack of food means that the top predators, the penguins, at the top of the food chain are the ones that suffer. But it's a symptom of the whole ocean ecosystem being affected. And that's through pollution, through disturbance. The penguins specifically are quite disturbed by shipping noise and traffic, predation in a healthy environment. Predation by predators is part of the natural way things work. But when the numbers are going down, the predation, especially by seals and sharks around the colonies, can actually play a big role, take a toll on the population. And disease, although also in a natural ecosystem, it wouldn't be much of a problem. When you have a suffering population and we get new diseases, they can also cause population level effects. And important under pollution there as well is the effect of oil spills. A catastrophic event often causes those big drops in numbers. And what I haven't got there, I should, is just the changing environments, global warming and climate change as well. So SANCCOB's been around for a while. We've been in Cape Town for 50 years. And the organization was started by Althea Westphal more than 50 years ago. And she was an amazing woman who just took it upon herself to look after individual penguins. She started off in her backyard, washed them in her bathtub, and then the organization grew from there. But yeah, just from one person's passion, there were at that time a lot of oil spills around the harbors because the laws around pollution were far less strict, and ships would just dump small amounts of oil before they came into the harbors. And so there were always, every week, a few penguins with oil on that were found on the beaches of South Africa. We're very lucky now that the laws are better. The shipping is much greener than it used to be, and the South African maritime authorities are actually taking good control of those areas. So we don't see so many oiled birds most of the time. It's just when there's a catastrophe, a big disaster, where we see those. But in that time, we've looked after more than 75,000 penguins, and that's 100,000 seabirds at least, which shows lots of hard work over 50 years. We're not just based in Cape Town. So on the left there's a photograph of our Cape Town Centre that's in Table View, and many people have visited that. And we also have a satellite facility in the Eastern Cape. And that's very important because a lot of the seabird colonies are in Algoa Bay, around Gqeberha. And so having a centre there has been really instrumental, also especially responding to oil spills in that area. We run a small team, we're non-profit, and the biggest draw on the finances of a non-profit organization or salaries. So we're able to run with a small team because we have dedicated volunteers. People from all walks of life, local South Africans, international experts, international students, people from everywhere with different levels of qualification come to SANCCOB and they help out where they can. But we can always use more volunteers. There are even some people in this room who have been helping with SANCCOB's penguins and just helping with our home pen and looking after those birds. So we can use anyone who can. If you've got extra time, we always welcome you to join in. But we only can do what we do through the volunteers that we have. And then we run internships programs as well. And those interns really are instrumental. They do a lot of the work, and they'll stay with us for between 3 months and a year. And they get trained up on a lot of the veterinary work, the individual care of the tiny penguins and things like that. And that helps with their careers later if they go into veterinary medicine or into a zoo career. So we can see over 100 volunteers in a year. And those are just some of the volunteers that we had a few years ago. They're all sitting around in a circle, each with a penguin on their lap, feeding those penguins. A lot of the work that they do is interaction with the birds, feeding them, taking them swimming, and a lot of cleaning and a lot of preparing of food. That's where they're really very useful. So we're most famous for our rehabilitation work. So this is one of the swimming pools that we have in Cape Town. It's a specialized penguin swimming pool with gates so that we can keep them in the water. Penguins are lazy. They don't like swimming if they've been fed very well, but they need to get fit before we release them into the wild. So these birds are being forced to swim. They've got the gates closed. And if they can swim for an hour at a time, 3 times a day, then if they're fit enough for release, then we check their feathers to see if those are okay. They get a final veterinary check to make sure they're healthy, and then they go. We also we don't only look after penguins. This was a big group of kelp gulls. They're the large seagulls that you see on the beach around here. And occasionally we get a big outbreak of a disease called botulism. These guys all were paralyzed by the botulism toxin. It's exactly the same toxin that's in Botox, and it paralyzes muscles. So they pick it up from eating rubbish, and then their legs are paralyzed. But after a few days of treatment, we give them some fluids, and they get better. So this was just a big group we had there. So we see a whole range of different things. What we're very proud of is our chick rearing unit. So this is a specialized facility, the only one of its kind in the world, where we take penguin eggs. These are eggs that would have been abandoned in the wild and would have died either because the parents abandoned them. We've had a lot of problems with heat waves and storms where the eggs get abandoned, or they could be cleared from places where people don't want penguins to nest. So there are a lot of penguins around Simonstown and Betty's Bay that move out of the colonies, make nests in people's gardens, and we can remove the parents, we can pop them back into the colony, but they would abandon those eggs. So we take them in, we know that they're viable, they have good genetics, and we raise those and then release them into the wild. And the same sort of thing for abandoned chicks, we look after those. So what does it say there? Over 1,000 eggs admitted since 2006, and it's probably even more. We got 400 eggs this year alone, and that was because of big heat waves especially around the Simonstown area. In the beginning of the year, a lot of eggs were abandoned, and most of those we can take in. We keep them in our incubators and we raise them. So that's Romy in the middle there. She's our chick rearing unit supervisor. She runs. She was our chick rearing unit supervisor. That photograph. Now she runs the whole rehabilitation center in this side of it, and somebody else has taken that role. But it's really amazing little facility, and most of the work is done by interns in that facility. These are some of the little chicks that we look after. I took this video through the top of an incubator. We use exactly the same incubators as premature babies are put into. Those are donated by Draeger, the company that makes them. And as you can see, they're all in little flower pots. It's not a very natural environment. You put them in flower pots, they grow very well. That's so that we can keep them clean, we can keep them separated from each other, and it really helps their leg development if they're in a small nest-like structure. If you put them on a flat surface, their legs splay out. So we keep them in those with the paper towel, and then every time they get picked up, they get a new pit, get cleaned, fed, and then a new piece of paper gets put in there. So they really are amazing, and just a privilege to work with. So this was a very busy time. So when all those 400 eggs hatched at the beginning of this year, suddenly they were just popping like popcorn, and the poor interns had a lot of work to do. This is when the chicks get a little bit bigger. So he's about 100 grams, between 100 and 200 grams. That's a fish smoothie we make. So you blend up fish and vitamins and minerals with a bit of water. And that's a lot like the food that the parents regurgitate to feed them. And so when they're that age, they get their fish smoothie, and then they get little fish fillets. So the interns will slice up exact sized fillets, weigh them out, and then we give them approximately 10% of their body mass in formula and fluids. This is an amazing little individual. He really is enthusiastic. That's what you want. That's a healthy chick. If they're hungry and they eat like that, then we know we're doing things right. People working in that facility have to do very, very careful care. It's like looking after tiny babies. They have to know how much they weigh every day, and then work out exactly what they get fed based on that, and watch out for any little symptoms of discomfort so that we can treat them quickly, change their temperatures, change the environment, because they are very delicate at that age. We still can't look after them as well as the parents do. When we look after them, they grow fast. They grow 10% of their body mass every day. But as the parents, they can grow 25% of their body mass or 20% of their body mass every day. So we're doing well. We are quite happy. About 80% of the chicks that hatch there finally get released into the wild, which is really, when that happens, we're very happy with ourselves. But we're still not as good as proper penguin parents. So we'd like them in the wild rather. The facilities, over 7,000 of these chicks, these abandoned chicks, have been released into the wild since we built that facility in 2006. We're busy now with plans to increase the size of the facility because it's quite an old building now, and we want to make it better biosecurity, improve the workflow, and really improve what we can give to the chicks there, and take in more because there are more that need help. That's what the chicks look like when they're about 3 months old. Those are about 2 months old. So they grow. That's my favorite age. They look like little monkeys, the white faces. And so then they'll move outside. And then after that, they lose their fluff and they start swimming, and then we'll put them into the release process. We don't only look after penguins. This is I don't know if this bird's ugly or cute. It's a mixture between the two. This is a Cape Gannet chick, another endangered species. And when they're adults, these big, white, beautiful birds, as little chicks, they're just these clouds, very little fluff balls. So we rescue a few of those in exactly the same way from the colonies around the coast here. It's a little bit about what I do. So this is the veterinary care section. I'm really privileged to have a seabird hospital that we run. And so we've got everything we need to look after our patients. I see everything from the little chicks that might have respiratory infections or diarrhea or something like that, to adults that come in with terrible wounds. Penguins are amazing. They have this amazing ability to just respond to recover, really. Other birds are very, very delicate. Penguins are tough. They can come in with half a leg missing or a huge bleeding wound, and with a little bit of care and attention, we can pull them through. So this is just our X-ray facility, the microscope there. So we do a lot of blood smears. I do a lot of lab work as well. On that X-ray, it's a picture of a gannet with a broken wing. That's the surgical theater that we work in. That's when it's empty and clean. We have to try and keep it clean. And that's us working in there. So this was a penguin lying on the table. I'm training one of the young vets who we get often young vets come in and then we do a little bit of work and show them what we do with seabirds. And then through the window in the background, all the volunteers watching as well. So I'm not allowed to work in the dark. Tourists and visitors and volunteers come past. So that's quite nice because I can actually see what's going on. But yeah, so that's the broken leg. We do orthopedic surgery and we actually put in pins. So this is some of the more advanced surgery we do. So there's a penguin with pins in. He's actually, this is quite near the time when we take the pins out, that leg's healed quite well. But these are the extreme cases. Most of the other cases we look at are wounds, things caused by pollution or predators, or disease. I'm also privileged enough to be able to do some field work. So this is one of the examples of this that's working in Namibia as well. We are studying some of the diseases in the wild, looking at the health of the penguins. So I get to visit some amazing far off places where people don't usually go unless they get research grants that they're not open to the public. So, and it's a lot like those David Attenborough programs where you're walking around and they're just wild birds everywhere. So this is testing a bird for signs of bird flu. You have to get an experienced penguin handler to hold those birds for you because they might look cute, but they will fight and they bite you quite hard. We also do a lot of training, so not just our volunteers and interns, who are the biggest part of our training program, and of course the school groups that visit, but we also train veterinary students, as I said. Zookeepers from all over the world come to SANCCOB to learn a lot about the hand raising of the penguins, because they may not do that where they are, and they also lend us a hand in our really busy times. It's really great to get zookeepers from everywhere to come in, especially people who do work with penguins in the areas. Most of our funding comes from zoos. So it's places that keep penguins, and they have, as a tourist attraction, and they need to give back to the wild animals. So a lot of zoos are doing more and more conservation work, which is really excellent. So they can tell their tourists, it's not just the penguins that they're seeing there, but their penguins are really ambassadors for the big picture, for the birds in the wild. And so we do exchanges with them all the time. Field rangers, so these two gentlemen here are actually getting trained to do research on Marion Island. It's one of the islands between South Africa and Antarctica, where there are a lot of seabirds. So yeah, actually, they just learning to take some blood samples there, because that's what they'd be doing on the islands as part of their research project. And our other field rangers are people that work in the seabird colonies. SANCCOB works with Cape Nature, with South African National Parks, the Robben Island Museum, and helps to support some of the rangers that work there. They're our eyes on the ground. They're really people who are working in the wild. And yeah, so we do training all the time with those guys to make sure that we passing on that information that people actually from the local communities working with the birds there. Environmental education, we've got a big environmental education team that takes school groups around on tours in Cape Town, but also does a lot of online training as well as people overseas. And we also try to help underprivileged schools and really get that information to people who wouldn't be able to get it otherwise. Research, we've spoken about this a little bit before, but we're looking into threats to seabirds, because if we can understand how they work, what's really affecting them in the wild, then we can respond better, we can give better advice. And we collaborate with a lot of different organizations with that. So it's not just SANCCOB, but a lot of universities, BirdLife South Africa, and other NGOs. Of course, we want to know if the birds we rehabilitate actually do well in the wild. It's no good bringing animals in, fixing them up, and throwing them back. So we're constantly evaluating our success through what we call a microchip project, where each bird gets a microchip in it, and we can see how well they survive in the wild. Disease surveillance, I'm very involved with that as the vet. And then, of course, we collaborate with other external researchers from all over the world that they want to work on animals. And as I was saying, just our rehabilitation work, seeing what happens after release. So post-release monitoring is the most important thing that you can do as a rehabilitation center, because you can put a lot of effort into something, and unless you know they survive in the wild and they actually breed afterwards, you don't know if you're doing any good. So we're actually quite happy to say that the chicks that we raise do almost as well as the chicks that are raised by their parents in the wild. So when we've seen that through recapture data, we will put microchips into wild birds, and it all allows that re-release, and then we can compare those numbers. And it's just quite recent information that we've been able to say it's actually working. They're out there, they're breeding, they're doing what they should do, which is great. This is just a fun photograph of, this is putting a satellite tracker on the penguin. We don't often put those trackers on, but when we do, we can see exactly where they go, where they hunt, and how far they go every day. But I really like it because we're trying to work and not disturb the penguins, and the penguins coming up to want to join in as well. Here you can see a group of penguins and that hose pipe that's going around behind them, and a little bit difficult to see in front of them. That's a microchip reader. So when we don't have a satellite tracker on them, all that we can tell is if they go past one of these readers, it then downloads their number, and then we can compare it with our records and say this penguin was there on that day. And originally we had to get the rangers to go out and with a little scanner. It's exactly the same as little microchips that go into pets. And you have to get a scanner, and then you could tell if you are handling the bird for some other reason, or you're checking the nest, or it came in injured, we could tell who he was. But now they download all their own data. So they walk into their colonies, and we can do some amazing things with this. We can even see when penguins are breeding, because we can see they walk out early in the morning and they catch fish and they come back, and the number of times they go backwards and forwards actually tells us how old their chicks are. So we can follow a lot just with little things. There's even a few that are set up with scales. So as the penguins go across, they get weighed. You can see them empty when they go out to sea, and they come back and you say, oh, you caught 3 kilograms of fish today. They're nice and fat when they waddle back. They can feed their chicks. So some fun stuff happening. And then with our rehabilitation, we see so many birds. It's about 1,000 penguins in a year. And so it's almost every week that we'll do releases. We release those birds in their natural colonies. So in the Eastern Cape, we actually take them by boat back to Bird Island. In the Western Cape, we alternate between Stony Point, which is in Betty's Bay, and the Boulders colony in Simonstown. And then through all of that, the biggest role that we can play to actually make a difference to penguins in the wild is through supporting other conservation authorities. So we work especially with the government, all the people who are in charge of looking after penguins in the wild through the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment. They're the main role players. But in the Western Cape, we've got Cape Nature and SANCCOB. The city of Cape Town is also very important because a lot of the penguins don't just live in the park, especially in Simonstown, they live in the city. And so there we have penguin rangers that work for all of these organizations. Robben Island also has its own colony, so that we're getting information on the ground, and then we advise on contingency plans from oil spills to food availability to marine protected areas. Disease surveillance is a big one at the moment. So yeah, we're constantly working there, and that's a big change that SANCCOB's made from just looking after individual birds to actually making policy changes in the wild. These are the ranges that we support, or this is one of our ranges that we support working in, this was in Simonstown, yes, in the Boulders Beach colony. She's rescuing some of the chicks. At about this time every year, we have what we call the molting season. Penguins lose all their feathers once a year, and they grow new ones back. And in that time, they can't swim. And so during that time, if they do have chicks, they can't feed the chicks. And naturally, they wouldn't have chicks at this time of year, but because of changes in climate and food availability and a whole host of other things, they sometimes do have chicks now. And when they go into molt, we then take the chicks and we raise them on our own. And sometimes that can be 400 or 500 chicks that would have died in the wild. We raise them, we just get them big enough to the age that they would be released normally, or they would go into the sea normally, and then we release them again. So this is through one of those projects when a lot, usually over 60, 70% of the parents are molting. Then we'll remove the chicks that aren't being fed properly. And this is one of those clearing events that we're doing. But we have rangers in most of the important colonies throughout. This is the Western Cape. We also have some of the island, Bird Island in the Eastern Cape. And we will be working with Cape Nature to put somebody on Dustin Island, which is the island in the top, the far top of that image there. And they really are ours in the ground. Those are the people working with the penguins every day and working with the conservation authorities. And we can often raise the money to pay for those salaries more easily than the government authorities can. So we can add extra boots on the ground, which really helps. This is just another example of some of the collaboration work we've done. This is a view of the, it's in the Duhope Nature Reserve. There's this nice little peninsula there, far away from human disturbance. And in an area of South Africa where there's actually more fish than where the penguins normally are. So historically, there were more fish over the west coast, and that's where all our colonies here are around Cape Town. But there's been a lot of fishing pressure there, and more fish in the eastern, or between east of Cape Town. So this is a site that did have a penguin colony that disappeared a few years ago, and we're working with BirdLife South Africa to establish a new colony there. So what we're doing is some of the chicks that we raise, we'll take to the colony and we'll release them there. So that's the setup that we had to keep the chicks overnight before we release them the next morning. So we go down and we camp on the beach and we sleep there next to the penguins, make sure nothing goes wrong. And then early in the morning, just as the tide's going out, we open them up. And you can see there's a bit of a fence around where we're keeping the penguins overnight and a chute down to the water. So we open the gate and then we let them go out. And that's been quite successful. It's been many years in the making, trying to encourage penguins to come back. But that's just some of the chicks on their way out to sea. They're looking a little bit nervous still, looking at those big waves. But it's amazing how quickly these chicks have never seen the sea. Most of them were raised from eggs in captivity. And in about 10 minutes, they stand there and then the first one pops in and the rest go and they go out. And then, so some of these we released with satellite trackers on because we were really interested to see what happens. And a lot of them will swim 50 kilometers out to sea in the first 3 hours and then just go off. They don't hang around or anything. And then they go and hunt on their own and they survive. It's just amazing. And this is some image, well, a really nice image of a penguin that's an adult has come back to the colony. And so we're cautiously optimistic. We've got a few penguins hanging around there for the first time this year. They've moved in. They're only about 7 or 8, and they come and go, but they look like there are a few building nests in that area. So it sounds good. That little device that he's standing next to is a huge speaker. It's like a stadium speaker, which is playing ambient noises from penguin colonies. So the penguins at sea hear them and think, that must be a safe place. And they come in. And this guy's climbed all the way to the top of the mountain to listen to try and find all these other penguins. We thought the noise might be too loud and it would disturb them, but actually they quite like it. And it's through the big speakers that we've really attracted more birds there. They also have a few decoy penguins, so pretend penguins made out of concrete. We dot all over the place to the penguins. But they worked quite well, but what's better is having real penguins there. Once you've got a few real penguins, then the others turn up. And we hope it's going to work quite well. And that's a collaboration with BirdLife South Africa is really spearheading the project, Cape Nature, who run the land, and SANCCOB, we're just helping with some of the advice and releasing some of our penguins there. We also work with big disasters. So this is a terrible situation. This was an example of a big oil spill. This happened in the year 2000. A lot of you must remember that. It was the biggest environmental disaster response that the world had ever seen at that time. Over 20,000 penguins were oiled. And that all was done here in South Africa, in Cape Town. So I think many of you may know people who volunteered during the time because it was a big operation. Everyone who was in Cape Town at that time was involved in some way or other. So that's what it looked like when the penguins were rescued. Just warehouse full of these swimming pools full of penguins. It took months to clean them and to release them again, but it was quite a successful event. And we probably, hopefully, we'll never see a disaster like this again, but it taught us a lot, and we're able to respond to other oil spills using the techniques that we learned during the Treasure oil spill. And just in the last few years, we've had almost one oil spill every year, particularly in Algoa Bay. Not such a big one. Luckily, we've just had sometimes about 100 penguins, sometimes only 3 or 4. And they get affected when oil is being moved from one boat to another, filling up oil tankers at sea, which is quite a dangerous procedure to do because it's at sea and it can be dark and it can be stormy. And when mistakes happen, they're usually human error. And unfortunately, there are big seabird colonies very close to where this is happening. And that's where we've seen the recent oil spills recently. So we respond to that. Some of the other disasters, these are funny looking birds. These are juvenile Cape cormorants, another endangered species that we have here. And we responded to 2,000 little chicks that were abandoned by their parents in 2020. And that was a big operation for us because we had to suddenly get 2,000 extra birds in the middle of COVID and work out how to look after them, get the volunteers in, keep people safe and keep the birds safe. So we are quite used to working with disasters. And as part of what we do is we prepare for and then respond to big events like this. And with disaster response, it is mobilizing volunteers, mobilizing money, getting the grants going very, very quickly, increasing that human capacity so that we can look after the animals and then scaling it down again when it's over. We are part of international oil spill response networks for wildlife, and so we could be called to anywhere in the world to do the same thing there. And that helps a lot if we've got this international collaboration, because wherever the disaster happens, you need lots of people and people who know what they're doing quickly. This is just some more of the climate change things. We've seen the recent heat events that I spoke about before. There are just a few examples where penguins' chicks and eggs were abandoned. And these seem to be happening more and more often as climate change occurs. Not really an increase in temperature all the time, which is causing a problem, but more of these extreme events. So heat waves and also flooding and big storms that just happening at slightly different times of the year to those times that the penguins are adapted to. And so that causes problems when the chicks are at the wrong age and they can't survive a big storm or a flood or a heat event. And it's those little mismatches that actually cause a big problem in the long run. Those are mainly on some of the islands, which they're flat. They don't really have much vegetation. And so when it does rain, just a few inches of water, they flood the nests. Then we have to pick up the chicks. And then the other disaster we've seen recently is the outbreak of avian influenza. It's a natural disease that birds do carry, but we're seeing more and more cases of worse strains of the disease. And so this was highly pathogenic avian influenza. It's the H5N1 strain that affected a lot of seabirds last year and continues to affect them this year. It's been in the news recently with an outbreak that happened at Boulders Beach, but these numbers are from last year, and we saw over 25,000 seabirds affected and dying from it. And unfortunately, it's not curable. And when there is an outbreak in a colony, you've got lots of birds very close together, exactly like COVID. They don't social distance, and therefore it spreads quite quickly. And seabirds nest densely, and that's why it's a big threat for them. And unfortunately, this disease is a new emerging disease. It hasn't just affected our South African species. There have been a lot of events, similar events this year in the Northern Hemisphere as well. Scotland was quite badly affected. Canada and America are suffering at the moment as well. So now we've inspired you, or hopefully I haven't made it too depressing. So these are just some ways that you can get involved. We are always enthusiastic about more people joining our cause. So we spoke about the coming to volunteer, always really enthusiastic about people's time, and you don't have to come and work with smelly penguins, but you're welcome to if you like. But we can use skills from all over. We've got people that come in and just do reception. We've got people that come in and give whatever skills you have from your own line of work and your interests, that we can have accountants and bookkeepers or cleaners or caterers or anyone. But so what we do raise a lot of money through is the adoption program. So people can adopt some of our permanent resident birds. Those are the ones that stay at SANCCOB all the time in more of a zoo environment. And then we also do adoptions for those rehabilitated birds. So those that will be sent out into the wild. And we have an egg adoption as well, which usually run around the beginning of the year when you have lots of eggs and around Easter. So all of these are available on our website or by phoning through to SANCCOB. Those are some of it. So with an adoption, you get certificates and you get some stickers, and they make good friends, gifts for friends. And that all goes to our operations budget for the food and medicine and everything we spend there. We also have an online shop. This is great if you want to promote it to overseas people, because people can order online. We'll send them anywhere in the world. I really like the socks, but there's a bit of merchandise there, a few different options for everyone there. And then, of course, we do have the physical shops. We collaborate with Boulders Beach, so some of our merchandise is there, and then, of course, our centers as well. And then, as I said, there are 100 different ways. As a non-profit organization, we have to have a diverse portfolio of different ways to make money. As I said before, most of our money does come through sponsorships from overseas zoos and aquaria, through big grants for research and conservation projects. But we also encourage people to have a look at our wish list. We've got a list of all sorts of bits and pieces that we want to buy. Newsletters, that's keeping people informed with what we want. So we'd love to have more members of the organization. We are a member-based organization, so you can sign up for newsletters. And I'd really encourage you, you've got a very busy calendar this month, but at some point, I'd really encourage you to come and visit. Maybe we can do an event through the Women's Club, and we can do something special for you if you all come together. So see what works there. And then, of course, school groups and everything else. You can leave gifts in your will. I think what they said for approaching people for their wills, you need to approach people in their 30s. People write their wills when they're 30 years old. So, and then, of course, fundraising events. We have a lot of different places all over the world that host fun runs or auctions and things, especially the zoos that support us. They have an event that either goes to one of our projects or to our operations budgets. And that's all from me. Thank you.
David, thank you so much on behalf of the RWC for the work that you do, SANCCOB does. It's people like you and organizations like SANCCOB that make the world a better place. So thank you. And please send my regards to Ronis.
Yes, will do.
Would you stay and do the draw for us for our monthly Red Hat Ladies draw? Great. Yes. Everybody got their tickets? Not the 1 in 4 fantastic draw, the normal Red Hat Ladies ticket. Right. Green 96. Green, bright green 96. Ah. Do you want to take it over? Great. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. I'm going to take the computer away.
Yes, sure.
It's rushing off. He's got some important work to do for Conservation Week. So well done. Thank you very much, David. Thank you. Okay. And now we're going to call up Margie, our philanthropy chair, who's going to chat to us about various projects. Thank you.
Well, it's good morning from me, and it's also good morning from Mary, our philanthropy bear, who's very happy to be here at our last meeting. Before I begin, we found this rather beautiful pearl ring on the floor, and we're not sure if it was a donation to the Princess Project, but it's so beautiful. I almost think somebody might have just dropped their beautiful ring. So if you didn't donate it to the Princess Project, please pick it up from me. Well, it was late President Kennedy said, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." And I say that we need to say, what can you do for the IWC? I think you need to be part of the decision-making process. And so I ask, have you voted? Some people are looking at me and saying, what is she talking about? Well, you would have received a Google form to vote for your favorite charity of the year. This year, we're donating to 5 charities, which are selected by you, the members. And so you're able to vote and decide which of those charities you want us to give the money to at the end of the year. These funds were generously brought to us by the group leaders who have brought us sizable donations this year. And also we've got a huge amount of money to give away, 61,000 Rand, because of the 1 in 4 fantastic draw that you, the members, have kindly donated prizes and or bought tickets. If you've not voted, you still have time up until the AGM, which is on the 20th of October. Now, I report back, our visit to the donation, to deliver the donations to the food gardens in Khayelitsha went very well. I'm grateful to Valerie Elder, Xenia Witt, and her husband Gigi for joining me on this trip. We're pleased to report that the old ladies and the young men who received the many garden tools and 10 bags of compost that you donated were most grateful. Apart from this, we also donated 5,890 Rand to their compost fund and 1,000 Rand to the 2 young men who are farming with the old Gogos. if you ever have an opportunity to visit, please do so, because it really, it's so touching to see what they're able to do growing food in really the sand. Now this month, as you know, we have the Princess Project and Women for Africa as our chosen charities. And I'm so thrilled to note that you brought so many such beautiful dresses and accessories for the Princess Project. Erica Pinnock, who heads up the Princess Project, will be here at, she said, right about 1:30 to collect them. So she'll be taking them away today. So if you change your mind, it's too late after that. Thanks too for those of you who've donated to the Women for Africa Fund. Those funds will be going to a bursary to send a previously disadvantaged woman to the Women Within Weekend workshop, which is in November. This is really a very important workshop for anybody that attends, because they're able to work through any troubles or traumas that they've had in their lives, and it really does change lives. So thank you for that. And now for the 1 in 4 fantastic draw. Finally, this project is drawing to a close. We will now draw the first 60 prizes, which are here today. The prizes are right there. I don't know if that table can hold them all. But first, I must thank the 76 members who donated or sourced prizes for the draw. Many of them finding multiple prizes, up to as many as 17 prizes. Then I must thank the many members who purchased tickets or sold tickets to their friends and family and contacts. In the end, we didn't have enough tickets. I kept getting calls and emails and messages and people coming up to me and saying, please, we want tickets, and we'd sold out. So I suppose it's, you know, you lose, you snooze, you lose. But mostly I want to thank at this stage our 1 in 4 fantastic team. They are just fantastic. Mel, where's Mel? Oh, Mel's gone to the bathroom. Oh, there she is. She's so tiny, I didn't see her. Mel, who so meticulously kept the record of all the tickets. That was a huge job because, you know, people were picking up tickets. They were just forgetting to tell her that they had tickets, and they were, you know, sending them back at different times. So she kept a very meticulous record of all the ticket sales. So thank you, Mel. You did a fabulous job. And then the other member of the team was Linda. Linda had the challenging task of recording all the prizes as they came in, finding the values of the prizes, housing them. And while she at times, I must tell you, was dealing with up to 10 hours of load shedding a day in Ladysmith. So it was really tough for her to get this job done, but she did an amazing job. Thank you, Linda. I must also thank Victoria, Janette, Christine for their help on social media, and Vilma and Christine for the work that they did in numbering each prize. And today I must thank Jane and Carol for recording the winners while Victoria will publish the results. This has really been a dream team, and I'm really been so happy to work with these amazing women. And what's going to happen now is that I'm going to announce each prize. Wendy will pull, where's Wendy? Where's Wendy? There's Wendy, yes. I did ask you the other day if you would pull the first prize, and I'm going to ask you to pull the first 10 prizes. So Wendy will come up and she'll pull the first prize to present to the winner. Only the first person who wins will come up because we only need one picture for the newsletter. Everybody else will pick up their prizes after the meeting closes. And you'll be able to pick them up at the side, and we'll have people, our team will be there to hand them over to you. If the winner of the first prize is not in the room, Linda, please will you bring up the second prize, and Wendy will pull the prizes until we have a winner in the room, because we need one picture. Elena, please, one picture. Then you'll all collect your prizes after the meeting. You will need your ticket in order to collect your prize. No ticket, no prize. And you will be asked to sign for your prize so that we know that you've collected your prize. If you have a friend's ticket with you, you can collect their prize if you have the ticket, but you will be signing for your friend, okay? After Wendy has drawn the 10th prize, Barbara Smith will come up and draw prizes 11 to 20 she's our red hat lady. And then we'll ask Lorraine Dex to come up, who's been really helpful this year with philanthropy, to come up and draw prizes 21 to 30. Then Antoinette, who's been our stalwart at the back all year, working with the books, will come up and draw 31 to 40. Then Mel will draw 41 to 50 and Linda 51 to 60. So you all know, if you could kind of be ready to start, because we want to do this quite quickly so that people can get to lunch. When the 6th prize has been drawn, I'll hand the meeting to Christine. Then after the close of the meeting, the prizes 61 to 150 will be drawn here by me in public and recorded by Jane, and also by we're recording it twice and on Zoom, so we'll have a really good record. And Carol, sorry, Carol. And then you'll be able to collect those prizes at the AGM and the end of year function. And after that, by arrangement with me in my garage in Sea Point. If you don't collect your prize by the 10th of December, it would have been deemed to have been donated to the IWC, as it says on the back of the ticket. So everybody's known that from the moment that you bought the ticket. And now I'd like to call on Jane and Carol to come up to record. I'd ask the Zoom people to be ready to record, and Wendy to come up to draw the first 10 prizes, Elena to be ready with the camera, and I'd ask the tickets to come up with Mel, and Linda to bring the first prize. Thank you. And we'll now be drawing the prizes right now. I have a question. Just one moment, please, while everybody gets into place. Liliana has a question. I'll repeat again. I'm going to tell you, yes, I'll tell you that. As I said, what will happen is I'll be drawing the prizes from number 61 to 150 once the meeting closes. If you wish to stay and watch us do that, you're welcome. But we really didn't want to bore the meeting with pulling 150 tickets. However, how are you going to know that you've won if you're not in the room at the time? Well, those are going to be printed on social media, and they're also going to be on our website. So you'll be able to check that. And if anybody's at any point concerned, it's all going to be on Zoom anyway. So there are lots of ways of checking whether you've won a prize. But you will still have to bring your ticket when you come and collect your prize. There's no such situation of if you're not in the room, you don't win. If you've got a ticket, you're a winner. Okay, is there any more questions at this point? And then I'm going to start drawing the prizes. Yeah, I said we will be bringing the prizes to the AGM and also to the end of year function. So you can pick them up then. And if you don't pick them up then, they'll be going to my garage in Sea Point. So there are 3 opportunities to pick them up before the 10th of December. Any more questions? Okay, right. Okay, when you want to check, if you're not in the room and you want to check whether you've won, it'll only be on social media from the middle of next week. So you can look from Thursday morning, okay? You can check. All right, any other questions or comments before I start drawing? All right, thank you. Okay, so we've got, right, Wendy. First of all, if you'd like to bring up the first prize, thank you. If you'd like to, Wendy, there we go. You draw one and then pass it to me. Right, this is for the first prize. Just hang on a second.
I take your scarf off, please?
Sure. Anything else? There's not much left. Okay, Wendy, can you come on to the other side? Okay. No, what's the problem? What's he after? Wendy, can you come on this side, please? Thank you. Okay, we need to be doing it here, sorry. Our system works this way. Okay, right. So for the first prize, at a value of 10,000 Rand, we have a pearl ring surrounded by rainbow-colored sapphires, which was donated by Wendy. That's why she's starting. There's the prize. Wendy, if you'd like to start, there we go. Oh, the Soren Rum Denny. That's Mohini's husband. I think she can collect it for him. Would you like to come up? Right, your husband. Thank you. You'd like to present that? Lucky lady, I hope he gives it to you. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. That's my birthday tomorrow. It's your birthday tomorrow. Oh, it couldn't be better. Okay. So where do you want us? The middle. Yeah. Okay. Okay, right. There you go. Right. You got it. You're right. So the second prize is a. Okay, I must make the ticket number loud. Okay. 2 people for 1 night at Landsrack Hotel. From now on, you'll pick your ticket, your prices up afterwards, okay? And the winner is Caroline Simpkins. Oh, the number, sorry, I have to pick the number, sorry. Sorry, 321. Okay. The next one is a pendant made up of pearls surrounded by rainbow-colored sapphires, the value of 8,500. And the winning ticket number is 115, and it is M. Silborn, and it was ticket sold by Lindsay Khan. And I'm afraid I have to tell you something. I'm keeping it. I won the next one. And it's ticket number 013. And I'm really thrilled to say that I've won the sterling silver choker with drop earrings that was donated by Liliana. I'm really thrilled. I must just warn you that I bought a lot of tickets. So if I win a lot of prizes, I will be very happy. Right, the next one is a super prize. 2 nights at Le Manoir, the Brendel Wine Farm, valued at 5,500 Rand. No, this is very embarrassing. I've won that one as well. Ticket number 599. No, shake it up, otherwise there's going to be trouble for me afterwards. The next one is 2 nights at the Strandloper Cottage Collection at Paternoster at the value of 5,000 Rand.
I'll pull your name again.
No. Michelle Pearson. This was sold by Carolina Dreyer, and it's ticket number 406. Now, this is the one. This is a pair of Post and Koi shoes, the value of approximately 4,500 Rand. Leslie Cox. Ticket number 378. I will tell you, that's the prize that I wanted to win. So you're a very lucky lady. They are the most beautiful shoes. The next is a 1-night stay at Angala Luxury Sanctuary in the Winers. Beautiful lodge you can stay at. And the prize winner is number 257, Beata. How do I pronounce that?
Yeah. You are.
Satorio. Ah, you got a ticket. Great. There we go. And then we have another prize which is exactly the same. It's another prize for 1 night at Ngala Luxury Sanctuary in the Winelands. And it is Alison Omoli.
Leslie's sister.
Leslie's sister. And that's ticket number 376.
The next one is a really nice prize. This is a voucher for 6 people to go to Creation Wine Estate for lunch, which is really lovely. And I've won it. 016.
I know.
2 nights at Camps Bay Blue. There were 600 tickets, by the way. If you think there's anything going on there, there were 600 tickets. And well, I will tell you, at one point, I thought I needed to buy 500, which is why I bought so many. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to, that we wouldn't be selling them. But I can tell you the tickets have been with Mel all the time, the studs. So 2 nights at Camps Bay Blue, valued at 4,000 Rand. Please shake it up.
I'm shaking. Believe you me, I'm shaking. I give your name again.
Okay, right. Eve Levinson, ticket number 439. And now we're going to have, we're going to ask the next person to draw. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Wendy. Great. Thank you, Wendy, also for the really wonderful prizes that you donated. They really are very beautiful. Right, thank you, Barbara. So here we go. Jackie Lotter. This was sold by Julia, ticket number 450. We don't have any contact details, so we, okay, so just put the, this is number 11, is that correct? Sorry, 12. 12. 2 nights luxury guest house, Chamberlain. Right, we're now at number 13. 2 nights at Agape Apartments. Mohini. And that's ticket number 162. The next prize, also a fabulous prize. They're all fabulous prizes, but this is lunch for 4 people at Grootbos Nature Reserve. I always think it's great when it's for more than 2 people, you know, you could take a bunch of friends. And this is ticket number 111, Dottie from Ummelstein. And, oh, Dottie, you've got a lot of people who want to join you. Right. Right, ticket number, prize number 15. This is, oh, this is beautiful. A Danish designer serving bowl set. And the winner is Cornelia Del Castro Castillo. Okay, ticket number 484. Am I going all right? You girls doing all right? Oh, this next prize, yeah, this is really nice. This is a prize that came in quite late, but it's really nice. A voucher from Loom in Cavendish Square for a whole lot of things, a massage, a pedi, an express manner. Oh, don't drop them. Yeah. Elena found this prize for us. Thank you, Elena. And it is for Jutta French. Ticket number 494. The next is a hamper of Shazam beauty products. And the winner there, this is valued at 2,000 Rand, is Indira Gera. Indira, ticket number 369. Is she here? Yes. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Then, oh, this one's going to be fun. This is.
I'm not looking.
Just let's make sure you haven't got anything underneath. There we go. This is a prize for 2 people to go to the Badenhorst's AA Badenhorst place at Kalmusfontein. This is great fun, this place. And it includes a pizza evening, which has to be a Thursday. And the winner is ticket number 155, Dottie from Ummelstein. Then at Chelsea Clinic and Spa, valued at 2,000 Rand. Helen Brudvik. Helen? ticket number 424. Helen? Okay. Yeah, I saw her earlier. Then a beautiful pink cashmere scarf, valued at just short of 2,000 Rand. Mohini. Ticket number 163. Right, and now we'll call the next person who I asked. Thank you. Barbara, thanks very much. And thank you for all the work that you've done this whole year. It's been quite amazing. Right, Antoinette. Right, Antoinette, come shuffle the box. Come shuffle the box. Right, Antoinette has done this great job all year. Come draw some prizes for us. Super. Right, we're going to start.
Numbers are 325 to 328. I'm being very honest.
Right. Now, this is really beautiful. It's a painting by Kevin Stanley at the value of 1,900 Rand. Right, let's go. Mel Roberts, ticket number 143. Then a bottle of Chanel number 5, valued at 1,900 Rand.
That's for me.
No, it's not. It's for Mark. Oh, aren't you lucky? Mark Holmes. And ticket number 398. A case of I Own a One-Man Band. This is really nice wine at 1,800 Rand. And it's Margot Kilbourne, who's not here today, but she asked me to pick up her prize. Ticket number 360. Then, this is really good wine. Whew. It's the De Grendel Sir David Graaf wine, 2014. Valued this one bottle of wine at 1,700 Rand. Donated by James' husband. I hope you like wine, Sharon Blott. Ticket number 057. Then a hamper of chocolates and a subscription to Visio magazine. Busy. Celeste Oliver. Celeste, super. Ticket number 148. It's a lot of chocolates. So I hope you've got a lot of friends. And if not, there's a whole room full here of friends. Right, a case of Paardenkloof wine. If you've never been to Paardenkloof, it's really worth visiting, particularly if you've got small ones. Valued at 1,600 Rand. And this is Shane Dean. Anyway, it was sold by Carolina Dreyer, so she'll know who that is. Yeah. Oh, the number, sorry, I do apologize. 075. No. Right, Iroko wooden mirror, valued at 1,500 Rand. That was donated by Mark. Yes, Christine's man. Victoria. Victoria's the winner, and her ticket number was number 1001. She says worth getting in early. She got in early from Scotland. Right, a 2-pack of wine plus wine tasting for 4 at Simonium Guild, valued at 570. Michelle, I think it's Michelle or Magritte or Madrid, Dietrich, sold by Carolina Dreyer. She'll know who that is. Number 74. Then 2 nights at the Taste House in Craddock, so you need to take a road trip to take up this prize, but when you do, it's really worth going there. Because Craddock's interesting and the Taste House is really lovely staying there. Marie Pardy, ticket number 237. And now the last ticket that you're going to pull for us, you better make it a good one and not your own. If it's your own, we won't like it. If it's your own, we won't like it at all.
325.
We won't like it, so don't.
Oh, all right. That one.
Cornelia del Castillo. Another one, well done. That is number, that's prize number 30. That's a wine and biscuit hamper for wine concept. It's really nice. And it's ticket number 482. Right, so now I'm going to ask Mel. No, not Mel. I'm going to, sorry, Lorraine. Sorry, I don't have my notes here. Lorraine's going to pull the next prizes. Thanks very much.
No, not at all.
No,
Lorraine, right on the top. Right on the top.
Thanks, Antoinette, and thanks for all the work that you've done this year with books. Lorraine's been really helpful to me this year. She's been my 2IC, and many of you probably didn't notice it, but she's been the one in the background helping me every month at the meetings, just making sure that she had my back. She had my back. Right, and now we're going for the stemless glasses and a bottle of Graham-Back champagne. Prize number 31. Let's see who this is. And here we go. It's ticket number 167, Penny White. Right, now we have a case of Takara wines. Lovely Takara wines, valued at 1,200. What number is it? Vicky Roper. She's in your area. Ticket number 107. Then this is for, I think you're going to need this for next year in February. 4 cases of non-alcoholic wine. Not me, please, not me. Ta-da! And the winner is Sandy Harris.
Sandra Harris.
Is that Harris? Yeah. Is that Harris? Is it? No.
H-A.
No. Harib. Sandra Harib. Ticket number 455. Ticket sold by Therese Kelly. A treatment at Shantique Sanctuary for 1,000 rand, valued at 1,000 rand. And the winner is Anthony Young. Oh, that's quite nice. He's a friend of mine in Portugal, so guess what? Ticket number 415. Right, an espresso hamper, including the cups, the chocolates, the capsules, the coasters, and a towel, valued at 1,000 rand. And the winner is Karen Champion. Ticket number 094. A pack of wine plus the 2-pack of wine plus a wine tasting for 4 at Samandium Guild, valued at 500 rand. And we have Zena Geeson, a ticket sold by Vanessa Ramos. Your area, ticket number 318. You're doing all right here. Right. Oh, these were so beautiful. These are 2 bottles of wine, and they have Carol Boy's artworks on them. Molly donated them. They're really beautiful. Right. Let's see who won them. And Jane Curry.
Oh, nice, Jane.
Ticket number 276. Then we have a resin inlaid Iroko wooden tray, donated by Mark, valued at 1,000 rand. And it is Anne Toda is the winner for your new home. Then the last one, no, second last pulled by you, would be the Indonesian bowl, traditional necklace, and a coffee table cloth. Lovely. All beautiful things made in Indonesia. And the winner is Lorraine Dix. Ticket number 575. A case of, the last one you're going to pull for me is a case of Hillendale wines. And it is Caroline Castellane. I think she's in the room. I did see her. Yes, there she is. And ticket number 061. Right, thank you, Mel. Right, Mel has just been amazing on this project. Thank you, Mel. Let's go. A wellness basket from Young Living's products, and that was donated by Julia, valued at R1,000, and it's Carolina Dreyer herself. Ticket number 083. She didn't buy a lot of tickets, she sold a lot of tickets. She was amazing. She did a great job for us. Another case of Hillendale wines, and the ticket winner is Anthony Young. Guess what? Ticket number 416. Right. Then a 2-pack of wine plus a wine tasting for 4 at Simondum Guild. And we have Mel Pastorina. Ticket number 310. A case of wine, darling. I'm coming for drinks. Then I hope you've got a dog. This is a beautiful basket of dog and cat treats. Xenia found that for us. It's valued at R1,000. Faraya Damayanti. Feria here. No, ticket number 118. Then we have a bag of Hills dog food, valued at R1,000. Thank you very much, Janette, for that donation. Mignon Fricker is the winner. Ticket number 279. Then a box of Croydon wines, donated by Vilma, valued at R500. A.M. MacDonald, Anne-Marie MacDonald. Ticket number 316, a case of Dimmersdal, which if I remember was donated, and you're going to laugh at this, it was donated by Inga Niklaus, and it was won by Inga Niklaus. And the ticket number is 431. I hope this is won by a chef or somebody who's a good cook. 5 liters of Prince Albert cold extracted olive oil, donated by Jane. Julia Haldane. Ticket number 196. Yeah, no, second one. A case of Asara Shiraz wine, and the winner is Molis Gunthal by Lee. There we go, ticket number 103. 3 bottles of Tolima wines, and that was Geraldine Berry that sourced that for us, and that was Glenn Peterson. Glenn Peterson, that was sold by Jane Fairley, ticket number 050. And now I'm going to ask, I'll take a break. That was 3 bottles of Tolima wine. There's 2 of those prizes, 2 bottles, 2 times 2, So now there are another 3 bottles of Tolima wines. Thank you. And it is Kathy Jones. And the ticket was sold by Christine. Thanks, Christine. And it is ticket number 090. Now we have a case of River Garden wine. Our scribes catch up, We're at number 52, in case you're wondering. We're almost at the end of the first 60. Yeah. Okay, great. So a case of River Garden wine, and that's Claudia Rocca. Ticket number 579. In a rubby cup set and a box of chocolates, Nina Russell. Ticket number 340. A case of Anura Sauvignon Blanc, valued at 400 Rand, Alison Formoli. Ticket number 375. A box of Croydon wines. This was donated by Vilma. And this goes to, oh, I know who I'm visiting this weekend, Lorraine Dex. Ticket number 203. Another box of Croydon wines, donated by Vilma. And that goes to Caroline Castellane. Ticket number 064. I hope you've got a big boot. Right, this is lovely. This is a voucher and a gift from Petals Group. And a box of wine, and it goes to, oh, Mohini, your husband is very lucky. Ticket number 585. Then a bottle of Mearlist Rubicon. This is really good wine. And this goes to Yannick. Ticket number 261. Something to take with you to Hamburg. It won't last, you say. Then a gift box of Bath and Body luxury items from Pepper Tree. There are two of these prizes, number 59. These were donated by, who were they donated by? Fiona Hayward, Caroline Simpkins, ticket number 448. And she donated two of these prizes. So here's the second one, and this is number 60. So it's the last one I'm going to draw within the meeting. Another gift box of Bath and Body luxury items from Pepper Tree, valued at 600 Rand. And this one goes to Mike Lavelle. So I hope that Marianne, number 420. So that's as far as we've got, up to 60. These prizes can all be collected after the meeting, but we're going to continue drawing the rest of the prizes. If those of you who want to stay are welcome. Those of you who want to go to lunch are welcome. But we will, while you're picking up your prizes, we'll continue drawing them here in public if you wish to stay. So I'll hand the meeting over to Christine.
Okay, ladies, as Margie said, that is 1 to 60. If you have your ticket and your name is being called, you are able to collect your prize. The meeting is now officially declared closed, but we're going to continue with the draw. You're very welcome to sit and listen, or if you prefer to go and have lunch, feel free to do just that. But if you have won something already, the first 60 prizes are here on that table and they will be allocated to you. Thank you.
Right, so now I'm continuing to draw the rest of the prizes for those of you who are interested. Sorry? No, it's fine. So the next prize is number 61, and that is the gourmet pairing at Warwick Wine Estate, and that goes to Jenny Armstrong. Ticket number 350. And then the next one goes to Bida Guest. Ticket number 549, the Uni Hair Boutique. The next one is a bottle of Hazendal Pinot Noir, 2017. We're bringing it to you now, just one moment. And that goes to Cordelia Des Castellino, 483. The next prize is an interactive cooking class at Patriska Kitchen. And the winner is, I'm not going to listen to you. It doesn't matter. Gerda Duplessis. The next is a voucher.
I did donate 2 vouchers of courses, chocolate courses.
Yes, they're at the end.
Okay. But could you add the word Couvetier chocolates?
Couvetier. Couvetier. Yeah. A voucher for 4. I'll get you. Voucher for 4 around the Wildlife Sanctuary at Valeria. The ticket number is 219 Emma Borg. The interactive cooking at Patriska Kitchen. Ticket number 438 Eve Levinson. The Amber Pendant. Ticket number 535 Jenny Humphrey. No. Hold on. So the next is a interactive cooking class at Patriska's Kitchen, Renata Flint, ticket number 299. The next is a voucher at Sorbet, ticket number 359, Margot Kilbourne. Number 6. Yeah, yes. Take give that list to them. Want to pull it off? Yeah, pull this off. Yeah, just give them that list. Christine, can you take this list over to Linda? So this is sorbet voucher. Yeah. Sorry, we can't help you, darling.
Okay.
All right. Right. The next one is a voucher. No. What's going on here? No, but that we don't have it, we don't have it. What we don't have, we don't have.
Ladies?
Right. Okay. So the next one that we're going to pull now is prize number 71. I'm sorry, but we can't. Oh, you are listening. Sorry. Prize number 71. Okay, prize number 70 is Louise Resta. That is prize number 426, sold by Therese Kelly. Okay, hot oil, full body massage at Sabai Day Spa is Pat Hulse, ticket number 510. 12 crystal glasses. Is for Mark Holmes. Ticket number 397. Then a voucher from Habits for 1,000 rand. Ticket number 570, Vilna. Then 2-day car hire from MLT Corporation. Ticket number 007 is Grace Biggs, my goddaughter. Then a voucher from Village Skincare and Aesthetics. Ticket number 125, Karen Higgs. Then a voucher for Adante Wellness for a mani and pedi. Isabel Fave, ticket number 547. Then for a cut and blow dry at Nick at the Cellars, Lee Kretzmer, ticket number 381. Another ticket, another prize for Nick at the Cellars is ticket number 365, Anita Hornsby. Now I've got 4 prizes which are the same, and so I'm just going to mention them. First, the 2 white bath sheets and a voucher from Jade Restaurant to T. Vestraat, sold by Julia Haldane, ticket number 346. Same prize. Ticket number 333, Jill Horde. 333. 2 bath sheets and a voucher from Jade Restaurant. Another one of the same price. Ruth Delforen. Prize at ticket number 129. And now we have another one for the same prize. And we have, that's prize number 82. Lorraine Dix, ticket number 574. Then we have a blue ostrich purse, skin purse. And this is Deline Morris, ticket number 468. Agino Facial, Glynis Mena, ticket number 171. Then we got prize, a voucher to Afro Alpaca Bijon. Number 85, sorry, this is prize number 85, and the winner is Deline Morris, and her number is 466. Then number Charlotte Rees-Hamper is Jill van der Veen, and her prize ticket is 544. Then a voucher from Stodels. Caroline Simpkins, ticket number 447. Then a voucher for the Pamper Room, Helen Reynolds, and her ticket number is 227. Then a pink pashmina and a bottle of wine, ticket number 480, and the winner is Victoria. Right, the next is Johnny Ross scarf, prize number 089, Chris Little. Then a voucher for Link's hair at Sellers Honort. Sonia Hoos, ticket number 486. Then we've got two prizes that were donated by It's a voucher for Bovine Restaurant, and the ticket number winner is 273, Venna Gattenby. Then the next is another voucher for Bovine Restaurant, and the winner is Louisa Wilson, ticket number 457. Then a voucher for a one-night stay at the Dolphin Beach Hotel. Barbara Smith. Then a voucher for Spoilt Hair Salon. Ticket number for Barbara Smith is 289. Then a Yogi candle and Lindt chocolates is Geraldine Jacobs, ticket number 469. No. Okay, but I've announced this one. So this is Geraldine Jacobs is the Yogi candle. Okay. Spoilt Hair Salon. Spoilt Hair Salon. Caroline Castellane. That is for Spoilt Hair Salon. I'm going to just take a break for a moment. Crooks, ticket number 530. The next is a mohair knee rug. Xenia Witt. And that's ticket number 173. You see, Xenia? You give, you get.
She got nothing. She got nothing.
Right. The next is a voucher for Cafe 22 on Oxford, and that is Tori Elshop. Ticket number 516. The next is the most beautiful handcrafted figure from Out of This World and beautiful paper booklets and cards. And the winner is Geraldine Berry, and the number is 133. Then we've got another one of the same prize. And here we've got, the winner is Caroline Simpkins, ticket number 323. She won a handcrafted figure from Out of This World and paper booklets and cards. Really beautiful prize. The La Luna Protea vases and an essential oil spray, Jenny Hall. Ticket number 024. A voucher for bagels. This is amazing. Lots of bagels. I think it's bagels for 10 people from Beach Cafe and a voucher for the Petro Mobile hairdresser. Nina Russell. Ticket number 339. And I love that. Then the Afro Alpaca Bijon, including 1 bottle of essential oil spray. Cheryl Suter, ticket number 332. Then a voucher for Treat Hair Bar, including a bottle of essential oil spray. Vanessa Ramos, ticket number 320. Then a specialized massage by Deep Living. Sonia Host, ticket number 485. Then a voucher for 2 people at Beechwood Inn. Carol Zip Armstrong Hooper. Ticket number 461. Then an executive airport shuttle from MLT Corporation, valued at 750 rand. Antoinette Pendre Neuer. Ticket number 325. Where are you going? It's an airport shuttle. You must be going somewhere. Specialized massage by Deep Living. Woo. Valued at 800 rand. Cheryl Krobler. Ticket number 317. A voucher for an ozone treatment, including a bottle of essential oil spray. Sonia Host, ticket number 487. Another voucher for an ozone treatment, including a bottle of essential oil spray, is valued at 400 rand. And Endersby, ticket number 068. Black Swan handbag, including 2-year subscription to Visio magazine. Michelle Dietrich. Sold. Ticket number 081. Are you now ticket number 133? At least 113. Right, we're now at 113, and we are now going to go for the vacuum insulation jug and alpaca voucher for 700 rand. Christine Lyons, ticket number 088. Oh, this is a lovely prize. Flowers from flower sellers at Checkers Emporium. This was donated by Lorraine. And Heidi Brown is the winner, and her ticket number is 271. Then we've got a whole list of vouchers for each valued at 1,000 rand for hairdressing from Gary Rom Hairdressing Salon. And the first one goes to Marina Baptista. And ticket number 197. The second one goes to Caroline Simpkins, ticket number 445. And the third one goes to Jenny Hall, ticket number 021. The next one goes to Carol Zip, ticket number 028. And the next one goes to okay, we're taking a break for a moment. I'm just going to let our scribes catch up. Hard work. Oh, nobody has said that. It really has been a mammoth task. As you know, it's amazing she's still standing. Yes. You're strong. This is Karugul stuff. Okay. We're at 119. Right. Right, this is Gary Rom Hairdressing Salon. And I'm pulling the next one, and it goes to Pat Miller. Ticket number 411. Now the last Gary Rom Hairdressing goes to Bernice. Don't know who Bernice's surname, but it was sold by Christine, and it's ticket number 395. Then we get a voucher for 4 persons to a movie at the Labia Theatre with wine and popcorn. Carol Norman, ticket number 435. The next is a voucher for barristers for 400 rand. Yeah, let's go. But he didn't win. It goes to Irene, ticket sold by Christine, and it is ticket number 091. Then a voucher for Simply Nails, valued at 400 rand. And this is Joan Sturman, ticket sold by Julia Haldane, ticket number 348. Now we have 3 prizes, which are Swiss Army credit card style pocket knife, ticket number 124. Isabel Vervey, ticket number 362. Then we have a Swiss Army knife again. And Daphne Rubenheimer, ticket number 581. Then we've got another Swiss Army knife. It comes in a credit card form. And the winner is Lorraine Dex, ticket number 202. And now we go to the Longchamp handbag and beads from Honey Accessories, valued at 400 rand. And the winner is, got 2 winners here. Jane Fairley, ticket number 056. Then a Chommy's designer dog collar. And the winner is Cheryl Sutter, ticket number 329. Then 2 tickets to the Cape Town City Ballet. Mel Roberts, ticket number 141. Then a sculpture by Alessandro Papada and a bottle of wine and an alpaca voucher goes to Madge. We don't know who Madge is, but it was sold by A. Veal, that's Annie Veal. It's ticket number 250. A salon voucher from Sorbet, valued at 400 rand, goes to Emma Borg, ticket number 217. Then a voucher from House Studio. It's a cut and blow. And it goes to Dorothy Hammond, ticket number 506. Then a voucher for All Over Health, valued at 1,000 rand, goes to Leslie Watling, and this was sold by Christine Lyons and this is ticket number 390. Then a voucher for The Secret Getaway at a value of 1,000 rand goes to Marina Baptista, and the ticket number is 200. Then 2 tickets to Cape Town Opera. Goes to Daphne Rubenheimer, ticket number 584. Voucher from the Hout Bay hairdresser and a bottle of wine, valued at 500 rand. Marilis Gunthal, ticket number 101. A hair treatment and blow dry from Edge Hairdressers at Cavendish. We've got a number of these prizes, and the first one goes to Renata Flint, ticket number 308. Then the next one goes to we don't know who this is, but the person's name is Sasa, ticket number 139. And the next one is a hair treatment and blow dry from Edge Hairdressers at Cavendish, and that goes to Wendy Kutsia, ticket number 011. Another treatment for blow dry from Edge Hairdressers at Cavendish, and that goes to Mark Holmes, ticket sold by Christine, ticket number 400. Right, we've got 10 prizes to go. A hair treatment and blow dry from Edge Hairdressers at Cavendish. One more of those. And the ticket number is Molly Cabral, ticket number 504. Then 2 small paintings. Jenny Armstrong, ticket number 351. Then a private tour by Cape Town Walking Tours, valued at 1,000 rand, Eileen Nelson, ticket number 533. Then a salon voucher from Laser Clinic, ticket number 254, Barbara Smith. Then a wine and dine dinner at the Peninsula Hotel. Sue Galloway. Ticket number 019. Then Ellie, home advanced hair growth treatment. M. Lavelle. Marianne, ticket number 418. Either Mike or Marianne. I know she doesn't need it. Then a voucher for the Angsana Spa at the Vineyard Hotel. Vicky Roper, ticket number 106. A voucher for the Afro Alpaca Bijou. Brenda Nkoma, ST Millet sold the ticket, and it is ticket number 245. Second last, the last two prizes are special workshops for a chocolate workshop and I was asked to give you the name of the chocolate workshop. I can't remember the name of the chocolate workshop, so I'm going to have to find out and we'll put it on social media. I'm sorry about that. And this is for William Biggs, my brother. 005, and the last one is V. This is for Jenny Miglietta, 069. And that's the final draw, and the time is 12:52. The last prize is 069, Jenny Miglietta, and it was a chocolate workshop. Thank you very much to our scribes who've done an amazing job. Thank you, thank you, thank you.